Okay, let's dive right into this because we have a genuinely fascinating explainer for you today. We aren't just looking at, why a specific shiny product catches your eye when you're walking down the aisle. Instead, we are literally unpacking an actual clinical curriculum that's designed to decode human commerce right at the neurological level. The topic we're getting into is neural marketing, and we're going to explore how the actual literal language of the brain is being translated by the everyday products that completely surround us. It's wild stuff. So our foundational text for today offers this incredible, almost secretive peek behind the curtain into how professionals are actively trained to understand consumer behavior. Listen to how incredibly precise this phrasing is. In this module, participants would learn the direct use of brain imaging, scanning, or other brain activity measurement technology to measure a subject's response to specific products, packaging, advertising, or other marketing elements. Think about that for a second. This isn't just some abstract theoretical concept. This is a literal training curriculum applying medical-grade technology directly to the world of commerce. And that brings us to this incredibly powerful concept, the language of the brain. You see, way before we even articulate a conscious thought, or say, sit down to fill out a market research survey, our brain is already communicating. It's talking in this incredibly complex, entirely involuntary language of electrical impulses and shifting blood flow. Brands have realized they don't just need to listen to what we say anymore, they actually want to translate exactly what our neurons are firing. So the absolutely crucial point here is defining exactly what this curriculum fundamentally achieves, and that is neural marketing. It is defined as the direct use of brain technology to measure a subject's response to marketing elements. I want you to really notice that word, direct, right? Because traditional research, it relies heavily on a middleman. You have a focus group or a survey or a spoken opinion that is inevitably filtered by cognitive bias. Well, this module completely removes that filter. It relies entirely on the immediate, empirical, biological observation of physiological brain activity. Now, what are the tools of the trade? If you really want to fluently speak the brain's language, obviously you need the right translation devices. So let's look at exactly what these participants are learning to use. Now, what's genuinely staggering about this is the sheer level of scientific rigor being applied to everyday, mundane commerce. The curriculum explicitly specifies brain imaging, brain scanning, and other brain activity measurement technology. We are talking about highly advanced, extremely precise machinery that historically was entirely reserved for medical diagnoses or deep neurological research. And now they are being given serious corporate weight to generate hard, empirical data about human attention and emotional engagement. It's a real game changer. But what exactly are these complex machines even looking for? Well, the text gives a highly clinical answer, a subject's response. But let's pause and consider the implications of that phrasing for a minute. In the sterile, academic language of this module, the subject is just a biological organism sitting in a lab. But translated to the real world, that subject is you. It's the consumer. The sudden spikes in visual attention, the subconscious memory retention, the emotional engagement being mapped out on these screens, those are the exact physiological reactions occurring inside your head when you're just walking down a grocery aisle. And this brilliantly illustrates the practical, real-world application of all this tech. The module lays out a very comprehensive testing ground for our neurological triggers. First, it starts with the specific physical products themselves. Then it expands to the packaging, literally the cardboard boxes and the plastic bottles those products sit inside. From there, it extends out to the advertising and other marketing elements. So what does this actually mean? It means a simple cereal box or a 30-second digital ad you see on your phone are no longer just whipped up by artists. Actually, scratch that. They are meticulously reverse engineered based on how effectively they light up neural pathways inside a brain scanner. We've seen how this training actively advocates for using medical-grade imaging to measure our absolute deepest physiological responses to the commerce that surrounds us every single day. The language of the brain isn't some hidden, untouchable secret anymore. It's being continuously translated and optimized by the open market. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this to consider the next time you go shopping. How do you feel knowing that your brain's most private language is being actively decoded by the packaging sitting right there on the shelf?